Good morning. This morning I'm reading chapter 5, The Holy Spirit, being wholly joyous, of the CE version of A Course in Miracles. To heal is to make happy. To heal means to make happy. I told you once to think how many opportunities you have to gladden yourself, and think how many you have refused. This is exactly the same as telling you that you have refused to heal yourself just by gladdening yourself. The light that belongs in you is merely the light of joy. Radiance is not associated with sorrow. Depression is often contagious, but although it may affect those who come in contact with it, they do not yield to its influence wholeheartedly. But joy calls forth an integrated willingness to share in it, and thus promotes the mind's natural impulse to respond as one. Those who attempt to heal without being wholly joyous themselves call forth different kinds of responses at the same time, and thus deprive others of the joy of responding wholeheartedly. To be wholehearted, you must be happy. If fear and love cannot coexist, and if it is impossible to be wholly fearful and remain alive, then the only possible whole state is that of love. There is no difference between love and joy. Isn't that great? Therefore, the only possible whole state is the wholly joyous. So being happy, joyful, is the same as love. To heal or to make joyous is therefore the same as to integrate and make one. That is why it makes no difference to what part or by what part of the sonship the healing is done. Every part benefits, and benefits equally. You are being blessed by every beneficent thought of any of your brothers anywhere. You should want to bless them in return out of gratitude. So if somebody's happy out there, we're picking it up. You do not have to know them individually, or they you. The light of joy is so strong that it radiates throughout the sonship and returns thanks to the Father for radiating His holy joy upon it. Only God's own holy children are worthy to be channels of His beautiful joy, because only they are beautiful enough to hold it by sharing it. It is impossible for a child of God to love his neighbor except as himself. So there's the golden rule, right? Love others as you'd love to be loved. That is why the healer's prayer is, let me know this brother as I know myself. Healing is an act of thought by which two minds perceive their oneness and become glad. So no matter what things look like, we're all children of God. somewhere inside that person who's angry or upset, there is the Holy Son of God. And we can just hold that candle for them. This gladness calls to every part of the sonship to rejoice with them, and that God himself go out into them and through them. Only the healed mind can experience revelation with lasting effect, because revelation is an experience of pure joy. If you do not will to be wholly joyous, your mind cannot have what it does not will to be. Remember that the Spirit knows no difference between being and having. The higher mind thinks according to the laws which the Spirit obeys, and therefore honors only the laws of God. To him, getting is meaningless, and giving is all. So give as much joy to whoever you want to throughout any day. Doesn't matter who it is. Having everything, the Spirit holds everything by giving it, thus creating as the Father created. If you will think about it, you will see that while this kind of thinking is totally alien to having things, if you share a physical possession, you do divide its ownership. But if you share an idea, you do not lessen it. All of it is still yours, although all of it has been given away. Further, if the person to whom you give it accepts it as his, he reinforces it in your mind and thus increases it. If you can accept the concept that the world is one of ideas, the whole belief in the false association which the ego has made between giving and losing is gone. Let us start our process of reawakening with just these few simple concepts. Thoughts increase by being given away. The more who believe in them, the stronger they become. Everything is an idea. How then is it possible that giving and losing can be meaningfully associated? This is the invitation to the Holy Spirit. I told you that I could reach up and bring the Holy Spirit to you. But I can bring him to you only at your own invitation. Okay? So there's chapter 5, section 1 from the CE version of A Course in Miracles. And so we finished reading. Goodbye to those who would like to sign off. And just an extra note I'd like to share with people. If you don't know how to bring in the voice of the Holy Spirit, because we're given two choices throughout the whole day, which is to listen to the voice of the Holy Spirit or listen to the voice of the ego. This is how I bring in the voice of the Holy Spirit. All you have to do to open that portal is use your imagination, because your mind, your imagination, is also one with the Holy Spirit. And you can just say these words. What is the most loving thing I can imagine anybody saying to me right now? Or what is the most loving words I can imagine anybody saying to me, what is the most loving words I would want to hear right now? Just ask yourself. Remember, the big S, the big self, the Holy Spirit is inside of you. What is the most loving thing I can imagine myself saying to myself right now? And just use your imagination. Close your eyes. Talk to yourself in the most loving way. That's the same as the Holy Spirit. And you'll be amazed at what you come up with. Okay. I love this chapter. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.